And so the first anime I watch of 2017 is one about girls with guns fighting aliens. What could possibly go wrong? Now, I did say to myself that this year for my channel I would like there to be as less crap as possible on here, and even though this first episode of Schoolgirl Strikers was not exactly crap, it's one of those episodes that sets up an entertaining idea only to be executed in a rather odd way. So yeah, I feel like I had to talk about this first episode. So in episode 1 of Schoolgirl Strikers, we firstly see some girls with sci-fi weapons trying to take down this alien-like monster. Now, what struck me in the first 2 minutes of this episode was that the actual alien monster is kind of cute and kind of harmless looking, but of course it's strong and destructive at the same time. And I thought that there would be different classes of those cute but destructive aliens, but this episode seems to suggest that there's only one variation of the aliens, the one that showed up in this episode. So much for variation in terms of the antagonists. Then, after the Schoolgirl Strikers fail at taking down the alien, they talk about random things and end up on a random mystery hunt, and they run into whom I think is the main character, Schoolgirl. I have no idea why a random mystery plot happens in this episode, so surely this episode should have been more about Schoolgirl Strikers fighting aliens, not mysteries. And also, it was difficult for me to tell if the main character was actually the main character and tell her apart from all the other characters. I mean, the 5 main girls are so similar looking and they act quite similar to each other, and I don't feel that they're distinct enough to stand out from each other. They blur into each other, so I did get confused as to who was who. But anyway, after that pointless mystery subplot, the schoolgirls once again battle an alien monster in what seems to be an abandoned city for some reason, and the best part of this episode by far was when this other group of strikers called the Coconut Vega take down the alien monster like badasses, and it was awesome. I wish this anime was more about them, not the not very skilled Schoolgirl Strikers. Plus, Coconut Vega is a more interesting title than Schoolgirl Strikers, you know? So yeah, whilst the story of this episode was unfocused and not badass enough considering what it's about, the animation looked good despite the occasional low frame rates, and the action was well handled to the point where I could soak in what was happening despite the action choreography being reasonably fast. I can't see myself reviewing this series episode by episode, but perhaps in future episodes this anime will make a move from being too pleasant to super badass, and it will focus more on the action rather than the moments of slice of life. I mean, personally, I don't think that slice of life and action mixes very well, as one genre distracts from the other.